Hey you guys, it's your girl T. So I wanted to come on here before I start this video. As you guys know, yesterday I had uploaded my Ryan Lochte video, basically calling him and his team out. And today, while I was on Twitter, everybody started hitting me up and let me know that my video was banned worldwide by the International Olympics Committee. They literally got it pulled down, and they tried to say because I was using their visual content of an interview with Ryan Lochte talking to NBC. So they used that to justify them blocking it worldwide. I tell y'all, it's such a headache just having to keep my videos up. It's always something. Earlier today as well, my Kodak Black video got pulled. Some random news company in Florida decided to file a claim and get it pulled off of YouTube. But I noticed that it's always the positive videos. It's always the videos where I'm spitting knowledge, trying to get people to do the right thing, especially young kids. In the Kodak Black video, you know, I was talking to the young men and letting them know about the prison industrial complex and how, you know, a lot of guys out here are doing more time they done lived. And somehow that ends up being offensive, and somehow that video gets taken down. Now in this Ryan Lochte video, I called him out. I called out the double standards, the racism and everything else. And that video got banned worldwide. You know, so it's just some nonsense. I've gone in and re-edited and took out the part that they supposedly claimed that they didn't want in there. So I'm going to upload this video again. I need you guys to support my content. I need you guys to rewatch the videos, reshare them, re-like, you know what I'm saying, retweet them. You know what I'm saying? The truth needs to be out there. So, you know, the whole situation is just frustrating, but I'm definitely going to put it back up because I will not be silenced by anybody. Thank you guys. Talk to y'all later. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. So I want to come on here and talk about this whole situation with Ryan Lochte. It is like the #1 trending topic right now. Right now, Lockgate is trending and everybody around the world is weighing in on this topic. So what's going down is that we had 4 swimmers from the U.S. We had Ryan Lochte, Jack Conger, Gunnar Bentz, and Jimmy Fagan. And this past Sunday, they claimed that they were robbed at gunpoint and they were robbed of their money and their possessions. So when this story went viral, it shed a bad light on Brazil. People were saying that the Olympic stars are not safe there. More needs to be done by the authorities. He went on this huge media blitz. He was on Good Morning America. He spoke to Matt Lauer. He was all over the news, speaking about how, you know, he was robbed at gunpoint. And he was like the hero and everything else. And now come to find out, everything that this man said was a gross exaggeration. And his teammates have also called his ass out for basically lying. And since this broke yesterday, he has flown back to America. Meanwhile, his teammates are stuck in Brazil, having to answer for this bullshit ass story that Ryan himself concocted. I want you guys to go ahead and watch this news clip. Check this out and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
2 U.S. Olympic swimmers look like deer in the headlights as questions grow about those claims by gold medalist Ryan Lochte that they were held up at gunpoint in Rio.
One word for this: strange.
Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz were pulled off their flight back to the U.S. by Brazilian police. The swimmers had their passports seized and were interrogated for several hours before being released. They promised to remain in the country. A 4th swimmer, James Fagan, is believed to still be in Rio. Lochte, meanwhile, is back home in Charlotte, North Carolina with his girlfriend, Kayla Reed, a former Playboy playmate. This photo was taken by a flight attendant on board the plane. You'll remember Lochte told a gripping account of being pulled over in a taxi and robbed by thugs posing as cops, questioning Lochte's story because this surveillance video obtained by thedailymail.com shows the swimmers returning to the Olympic Village after the supposed robbery. The victims arrived with their physical and psychological integrity unshaken, even joking with one another, the judge says. You can see they are holding cell phones and even what looks to be a wallet. The video is timestamped 6:56 a.m., but they said they were robbed at 4 a.m. The Today Show's Matt Lauer spoke to Lochte, who continues to insist the robbery was very real.
The judge says they were joking and very casual. He says we weren't joking. If anything, we were in shock.
But there are other inconsistencies in the story. Lochte originally said their taxi was forced off the road. Now he says they had stopped at a gas station to use the men's room. He also told Matt Lauer the gun wasn't pointed at his head, but was waved at him.
And I pointedly said to him, you had said before it was placed on your forehead and cocked. He said, no, that's not exactly what happened. And I think he feels it was more of a traumatic mischaracterization.
According to a new report quoting Brazilian police, there is surveillance video of a drunken clash at the gas station in Rio. Ryan Lochte and his fellow swimmers allegedly destroyed the bathroom and also fought with the gas station attendants. tickets. A security guard then pulled out a gun and demanded they pay for the damage. The swimmers agreed and handed over their cash. And that's when Lotche and the others allegedly made up the story about being robbed. Hot water, says the New York Daily News. Watergate, says the New York Post. They are being blasted on Twitter. You told a huge lie that stained the image of a country. You are liars, says one Brazilian citizen. Now look how another Olympic swimmer, superstar Katie Ledecky, was greeted by cheering fans when she returned home to the U.S. Wearing all 5 of her medals around her neck, she got a well-deserved hero's welcome in Maryland. But back in Rio, these U.S. swimmers look like they don't know what just hit them.
All right, so you guys just watched that news clip. And, you know, from day one, I felt the story was kind of suspect, you know, because I felt like, one, he was just talking a little bit too much. It's almost like he was trying to make himself out to be the hero and act like his friends were punks. You know, he was like, yeah, and these gunmen, they came up to us. They were like, give us your money, give us your stuff. And all my friends, they just fell to the ground like scared little bitches. But not I, said Ryan. I stood tall because I'm an American Olympian. And when he put that gun to my forehead, I was like, do what you must. I'm not scared of you. You're not getting my wallet. You're not getting shit, bro. Who the fuck fell for that stupid ass story? The story just sounded like a bunch of bullshit, okay? You know, I'm gonna need Ryan Lochte to have several damn seats. You know, he literally turned a drunk frat night with him and his little friends, this grown-ass 32-year-old man, he turned a drunk frat night into an international tailspin, okay? People are pissed off behind this. He tried to make Brazil look bad when they did nothing wrong, when it was really Ryan and his swimmers causing a bunch of chaos, vandalizing property, peeing on the ground, and acting unbecoming. You know, once again, this makes Americans look ignorant. People always talk shit about Americans overseas because they don't know how to act. And once again, Ryan and his cohorts fell into that stereotype. This whole situation is just damn ridiculous, and it's causing a lot of chaos on social media. Folks are going in. It's causing a huge racial debate right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of these tweets, these comments, these memes, what folks had to say on social media. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. All right, so you guys just saw the comments, the memes, and what folks had to say. You know, so a lot of people are asking, you know, why would he do this? What's the point of doing this? Why would he lie? The reason why he did this is because Ryan Lochte, like many Americans out here, is nothing more than an attention whore. Point blank, period. You have a lot of folks out here who feel like their life is not really exciting, or they want, you know, even more fame or even more notoriety, and they'll just make shit up. You know, this man is an Olympian. He's won gold medals. He's being, you know, before this, he was being hailed an American hero. And now he's just making himself look stupid, okay? He should be extradited back to Brazil and have to face whatever charges may come his way. And the fact that he was so quick to throw his friends under the bus and leave them to deal with the mess while he jumped on a plane and flew back to America, it says a lot about his character. I don't give a damn how fast he can swim. I don't care how many gold medals that he's won. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's about character, and his character is seriously flawed. For him to get on a national platform and lie like this and make up a story as opposed to taking personal responsibility. This man needs to have several damn seats for this foolishness. Hey you guys, I want to do a quick update on the Ryan Lochte story. As you guys know, I have two channels. I have my Lovely News channel, and then I also have Lovelyti 2002. So a lot of my other more serious topics tend to be posted on there. I've been posting more videos on my news channel, and if you guys follow that channel, just last night I had posted my response to the whole zombie situation down in Florida, where you had the 19-year-old Florida student. He had literally killed two people, a husband and wife, and the police found him eating their face, okay? And literally, you heard me break down in the video how the police officer, they went to tase him. The taser didn't work. They sicked the dogs on him. The dogs didn't work. About 4 or 5 officers jumped on him, and that still didn't work. And my thing is, I found it funny that they gave this man all these chances after he had murdered 2 people and was eating their face. Like I said in that video, had that been a black guy who was on some drugs and turned into a damn zombie or whatever, he'd have been shot. And I also provided proof, because I have done different videos before on the topic, where the 2 other guys who were black who, you know, went crazy as well and were, you know, acting erratically. The one had eaten the other guy's face. Both of those guys were killed on sight. And I also made note that it was funny that they gave this student, they gave him all types of chances. They were able to apprehend him without shooting him. What I found funny is that in that same state, you had the black man, Charles McKenzie. He was trying to protect the autistic man, and he somehow still got shot. You know what I mean? They weren't worried about the possible victim, the autistic man, possibly getting shot. They still fired. But in this whole zombie situation, they chose not to fire because supposedly they were scared of the victim, you know, possibly getting shot, even though the victim's face was literally being eaten off. If you guys have not seen that video, I will post a link down below. Like I said, it's on my other page. But I bring that up to say this, and I've always said this in my videos, that I hate how the media treats people of other races compared to black people. You know, we had the whole Tamir Rice situation where, you know, the media made it sound like he was a grown-ass man. Like the little boy looked like he was 18 and he was 12. And, you know, he might have been a little bit tall for his age, but he did not look like no grown man. In this case, we have a grown 32-year-old man. This man is not much younger than me at all, but I saw several legitimate news sources calling him a kid. The only thing kiddie about him is his shitty attitude and him lying to the Rio police. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that they're trying to make him and even the other swimmers out to be a bunch of little kids, out to be a bunch of little boys. First of all, let me break down their ages. Ryan Lochte is 32 years old. James Fegan is 26. Jack Conger is 21. And the youngest person on that team is Gunnar Bentz, and he's 20. All these people are over the age of 18, meaning that they're not teenagers, meaning they have enough common sense and wherewithal to know not to lie about something like this. The sad part is it was the oldest one on this team who started all this chaos. You know, but for the media to be saying, oh, these are kids, let's give them a break. I mean, that's bullshit. They do not deserve a break because, again, I did a story on Gabby Douglas just the other day. I broke down the whole Gabby Douglas situation on this particular channel, And, you know, folks were going in on her, not only on her features, not only on her hair, but they were upset because she chose to stand at attention as opposed to putting her hand over her heart during the national anthem. And the thing is, when the national anthem is sung, there's no rule that you have to put your hand over your heart. The common rule for that is when you're saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So a lot of people had that mixed up. So she really didn't do anything wrong. Gabby Douglas also comes from a military family, and in their family, they just stand at attention. People also accused her not smiling, not being supportive of her other teammates. You know, it's just been so much drama that people have put on this young girl who is all of 20 years old. She's literally 12 years younger than Ryan Lotche, but I haven't saw not one media outlet say she's a young woman, she's just a kid, you know, give her a break. This is only her second time at the Olympics. No, it's been nothing but, you know, picking her apart, going in on her, tearing her up. But then when it comes to this grown 32-year-old man, you had the mainstream media literally having to be reminded by news outlets such as the Huffington Post, you know what I'm saying, to treat Ryan Lotche like a grown-ass man. You know, it's just ridiculous. You have more folks on Twitter calling him out and treating him like a grown-ass man than you have in the mainstream media. Other thing I wanted to do was also update you guys. This situation is very much turning serious. A lot of folks are really upset. And right now, Anderson Cooper was just on CNN, and he's saying that a lot of his endorsements might be backing away from him. So he might lose a lot of endorsement deals. He may even get his medal stripped from him. So what he did was a national embarrassment, and he may face some real consequences behind that. They're even saying that the entire swim team could have all their medals taken from them as well. So like I said, this whole situation is crazy. So that's what I wanted to add to this video. I wanted to just do that small update because a lot of stuff has transpired throughout the day. So I wanted to update you guys on that. So go ahead and check out this CNN clip with Anderson Cooper. Check this out real quick.
He's got a number of corporate sponsors, Speedo, Ralph Lauren, I think, among them. Have they said anything? And do you think even if all it is, you know, he trashed a bathroom, you know, was kind of inappropriate in his behavior and then lied, is that enough for him to lose sponsorship?
I think it is enough. We haven't really heard from, to answer your question, Anderson, we really haven't heard from these sponsors. At least I haven't. We've been so busy covering this story here. But I think this is devastating for Ryan Lochte. The fact that he has been on Twitter having fun, talking about his hair color. Meanwhile, what he has left in his wake is these three other teammates, of course, are still here, and he's gone. These guys are twisting in the wind here. That's a terrible visual and a terrible thought for a lot of people. And the fact that he seems to be, well, there's been no apology. Hard to believe. The clock's ticking. He's 32 years old. His career is probably over. USA Swimming has been tough in the past. I certainly expect them to suspend him in some way or other as a representative of the United States for this behavior. And I think he's irreparably harmed. I absolutely, there's no way Ryan Lochte comes out of this without some damage to his reputation, PR-wise and otherwise.
I want to apologize for my behavior last weekend, for not being more careful and candid in how I described the events of that early morning, he just wrote on Instagram. It's traumatic to be out late with your friends in a foreign country with a language barrier and have a stranger point a gun at you and demand money to let you leave. But regardless, I should have been much more responsible in how I handled myself, and for that, I am sorry.
Do you regret what you guys did?
His apology comes as two disgraced swimmers arrive back in the U.S. after cops in Rio say their story is a lie. Jack Conger and Gunnar Benz were jeered as they left Rio. On the nearly empty plane to Miami, the swimmers looked sullen and glum in video shown on Good Morning America. And this is what greeted them back home. Headlines like "The Lochte Mess Monster" and "The Ugly American."
For 4 days, 4 or 5 days, this goes on, basically hijacking the Olympic Games, and then it's not true? Wow.
The smoking gun was this surveillance video, now seen around the world. You could see a poster ripped off a wall by one of the swimmers as they left a gas station bathroom at 6:08 a.m. Sunday. The swimmers, there's Lochte, then got into their yellow cab waiting at a gas pump. Gas station attendants surrounded the cab, and at 6:12 a.m., the swimmers got out. They were confronted by security guards dressed in black who are moonlighting prison guards. You can see one security guard pulling out a gun. At 6:14 a.m., surveillance video from inside the gas station shows the swimmers ordered to sit on the curb. That's Lovelyti standing, and they can be seen putting their hands up. The incident is now sparking a TV legal debate.
There's no question in my mind that he lied, right?
But were they, in fact, robbed?
When somebody puts a gun in your face and is wearing a uniform, and then you're starting to talk about money, that's not extortion, that's a robbery virtually anywhere.
Swimmer Jimmy Fegan, who is still in Rio, has now agreed to pay a $10,800 fine so he can leave the country. Police say they got suspicious of the swimmers after they saw this surveillance video of them arriving back at the Olympic Village. They were still wearing watches and had their cell phones and wallets, which sure would have been taken had the robbery been real. The United States Olympic Committee says in a statement, "We apologize to our hosts in Rio and the people of Brazil." But listen to what an Olympic official said that is raising eyebrows everywhere.
Let's give these kids a break. Sometimes you take actions that you later regret.
Social media went wild, with some remembering the firestorm over U.S. gymnast Gabby Douglas not putting her hand over her heart at the national anthem. Gabby's a disgrace, but Lovelyti, 32, should be protected for committing crimes, goes one comment. The Olympics ends this weekend. None too soon for these embattled American swimmers.
So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. Once again, concerning Ryan Lovelyti and everything that went down in Brazil and him lying. How do you guys feel about this? And how do you feel about him? Do you feel like what he did says a lot about his character? And then also, how do you feel about him basically throwing other people under the bus and then making his way back to America? And what do you guys think should happen with this case? Do you think that they should be charged for lying and causing all this chaos? Some people are even saying that Ryan should be stripped of his Olympic medal because of his character and what he did in Brazil. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all this plays out. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.